Hello there, everybody in YouTube land. It is time for another Crusher blog. I wanted to say, first off, I'm very sorry about the passing of Crusher's best friend, Marvin Lambert. I guess maybe I need to vent a little bit today. People think that when you go to prison and when you're convicted of something that you're automatically guilty. Oh, he was convicted by 12 jurors of his peers. But the legal system isn't as cut and dry as that. They don't allow all of the facts to come in. They don't allow a lot of the things that actually went on to come in. There's things that are suppressed. It's basically a huge cluster. So a lot of times, people are sent to prison for something they didn't do. Now, that being said, I completely understand how people have their opinion and they believe that he's guilty. That's fine. You can believe he's guilty. Whatever you want to believe, I don't care. I'm not trying to sway you anyway, either way. Because I was not there. You were not there. The only people that were there were him, the accusers, and God. So I'm allowing God to judge him. He's screaming his innocence. I believe him. I'm going to be his friend. So when he thinks that he has friends on the outside that were his inseparable, hip-to-hip best friends through his life, and they all of a sudden are like, no, I don't want anything to do with you, but I'm going to send that message through other people because I don't have the balls to do it myself. That hurts. Because regardless of what you think of him, and regardless of what you believe, he's still a human being with feelings. He has a heart. He has a soul. He has thoughts. He has a mind, a brain. He's not some incorrigible monster that has no thoughts and all he can think is kill, 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 or whatever. I mean, come on. And I know not everybody's gonna like me. And my give a damn's pretty much busted, so I don't really care if anybody likes me or not. And I'm glad that people are happy that I'm supporting him in his quests and actually just giving him that, friendship. Because he needs it. He's a person too. People make mistakes all the time. All the time people make mistakes. I know I've made mistakes. Like this hairstyle, that's a mistake. But cleaning and all of that, you'll have that. So, I'm going to do his blog and get his words out there because this is his way of reaching out to the public to have kind of a reach on the outside somehow. All he wants to do is have positivity and he wants to clear his name. But of course, once you're in prison for something like that, it's easy to get into prison, but it's hard to get out. That's all I'm saying. And I feel bad for him. And I pray for him. And that's all I'm asking is that you guys pray for him too. Because it even says in the Bible, you're supposed to pray and love your enemies. If you think he's an enemy, and you once were a friend of his, and now you've thrown him to the wayside, that's fine. But please have enough adult about you that you can tell him yourself. Nothing hurts worse than to hear through the grapevine that somebody would rather be dead to you than tell you the truth that they just don't want to be your friend anymore. It hurts. I know it hurts. Because people judge, as they always do. And there's nothing we can do about that. So I guess here's my little stance on that. And I had to vent because I don't think that it's fair. Yes, he's in prison. Yes, there's people that believe he's guilty, whatever. If you have questions for him, write him. Ask him. Don't just assume. Because you know what assuming does? It makes an ass out of you and me. That's all I'm saying. So, this is my little love rant for today. And you can get a hold of him at Marion Correctional Institution, P.O. Box 57, Marion, Ohio, 43302. And I suggest you do it. Or you can go to jpay.com and look up his inmate number, which is A540154. You got to put it on the letter. So when I do it. You got questions, you want to tell him off, you want to tell him you hate him, whatever. Do it. Because he's going to go around thinking that he's got all these friends. And then when I hear from the outside that these people are like, oh no, we would rather be dead than be his friend. We want him to think we're dead. Okay. Then I tell him that and he's heartbroken. Because he don't understand. Thinking that these people are his, ride and die kind of friends, and they're not. So, there it is. If you don't like him, good for you. If you have questions for him, good for you. Write him. Tell him. Be an adult about it. Woman up. Man up. I don't care who you are. I really don't. I don't care if you are from his childhood or if you are from his recent past. I don't care. It just makes more sense than assuming or doing the hearsay thing. I hate the he said, she said. Because you're not there when that person actually says it. So it's you start out and then the person on the other end comes through and they're like, you start out, you're like, Susie likes Johnny. And then by the time you get around the whole circle, you've got Susie and Johnny are at a swing club with somebody named transvestite Bo, and they got 5 kids and a dog. You want something said? Say it yourself. That's the best thing you do. You have questions? He'll answer them. He will not sit there and just not respond. He will respond to you. He will write you back. He will email you back through JPay if you choose to do that. Reach out to him. It's not that hard. So, now that I've went on that little psychotic rant, I will do his blog in the next few minutes. I need to calm down a little bit, get a little bit of coffee, do something. But that's my advice to everybody today. Write him. Contact him. If you have any questions, ask him. He'll tell you. Going to respond. He responds to everyone. Everyone. There's not one person that he doesn't respond to. So please, feel free. He's going to be ecstatic to hear from anybody, even if it's a truthful mail that is negative, and we don't want negative, but even so, he's going to be like, well, at least they were honest and told me. It hurts, but they told me. They're honest. So, that's my idea. Of course, you can do what you want, because we're all adults here. And I just hope that you take my advice and get a hold of him if you really have questions for him. Or if you were a friend, whether it be wrestling, the police department, whatever, and you decide all of a sudden that, you don't want to be a friend no more. Let him know that so he doesn't make a fool out of himself looking for you thinking that you're still his friend. Because that in itself is pretty cruel. Because he's still a human being. He's still a child of God. And he still breathes. He still bleeds red like everybody else. Just saying. Okay, I'll get off my soapbox. And I will post this so that you guys can see it. Thank you very much for listening. And I'm sorry if I offended anybody. I wasn't trying to. It's just the absolute truth. That you absolutely need to get a hold of him if you have any questions. Because he's going to be able to answer that better than anybody. And he will respond. He never doesn't respond. He always responds. Thank you and have a great day.